John Newby Savage Ventures, long time no see. So I was curious, from your perspective, when you see this race, the best two cars all race long were Joey and Ryan's cars. I mean, the other ones weren't as much in contention. What is that from Ford Performance's perspective, and how important is that for you guys to see them do that and then also finish 1-2?
Well, at the end of the day, we want to win the race and we want to win the championship. and to see them finish 1-2, to win the race with Joey and the championship, that's what matters. But you want to perform well the entire race, right? You don't want to just get lucky on a green light checker at the end. You want to show that you've got a strong car, strong engine, great team, great execution, great people behind it. And for sure, Team Penske is exactly that. Roush Yates Engines is exactly that. So to be strong the entire race, it's great to see. Byron was certainly up there at points, so we were worried, especially on the last pit stop when there were 300 cars out front. So it was good to see Joey and Ryan get it done.
Over here to Elliot, do you have a question?
Elliot Stern, Sports Talk 805. Justin Allgaier ended your streak last night of Ford's, 5 straight national titles. So now you're back on track. How are you feeling about starting a new streak?
Well, like I said, we love winning the championship. So, and I don't look in the history or behind, honestly, too much. I just look at the one that's in front of us and the next one that's coming up after that. And this just keeps building the momentum for our program. We feel like we've been working really hard for a really long time to build it, and it's certainly starting to pay off with the investment in the people and the tools and the partners that we've had. I will just comment on Justin last night. I mean, he drove a great race. He was down and out at one point, and kudos to him for the race he drove and the team strategy to get back in contention and get it done.
Go to Matt.
Matt Weaver, Sports Now. I'm curious I'm sure you saw the quote that Joey said yesterday, we want to go out there and step on their throats. And that was a really, boisterous, kind of a swagger quote. Is there a part of you, though, as the manufacturer or manager that's like, don't give them bulletin board material. I don't want the other guys to hear that and find motivation or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, drivers are personalities. And that's part of what we like in the sport is strong personalities, and for each of them to be unique and to connect with the fans and customers. I think we're maybe humble in our approach sometimes, just respecting what the sport is, what the stage is that we're on, and happy to be here and racing for a championship like this. And at the end of the day, the statements are on the track and at the finish line.
And then to that point, Joey is now a 3-time champion and a great ambassador for the manufacturer. And what has he meant to you and the relationship with Penske and being able to have him as the flagship driver right now for Ford?
Yeah, Joey's a racer through and through. All he wants to do is win, and that's all he thinks about. And it's not just his driving that he's worried about. He's worried about every single element of the program and what it takes for the team to be successful. So Joey's probably thinking now already, what's he going to do? What does he need Penske to do? What does he need us to do better to come back and win it again next year? So that's what we love about Joey, and he's such a good person in terms of what he does off the track with the charity that he works for, with his availability for us, again, to do whatever we need, whether it's a personal appearance. He just wants to be a great partner and wants to be leveraged that way. And similar for Penske, they're very much a like-minded organization to what we are at Ford Motor Company, and similar values and similar work ethic, and it's great to partner with them to achieve things like this.
We'll go to Deb here in the center.
Deb Williams, Auto Week. Mark, congratulations. Penske is the only team that has won the Cup Championship since the current car was introduced in 2022. What is it that you think about that team makes them so much more ahead of the others with the current car, what was known as the next-gen car?
It's attention to detail, and it's being able to adapt to change, I think. So anytime there are new rules, or especially a new car, the best team will rise to the top to be able to learn that new car. And we've certainly had our challenges, right? It's not, across all of the 4 teams, and including Team Penske, that we didn't win as many races as we wanted at the start of the 23 season or the start of this 24 season. But you just have to keep working on every element of the program. It's that work ethic, it's attention to detail, and don't leave anything on the table.
Do you think that maybe their experience with spec cars in the IndyCar series has taught them how to deal with cars like the current Cup car?
In some ways, maybe, but it's still, they're very different cars. So you've got, it is very different style of racing as well. So I think it's like there's a division line in that shop between the IndyCar shop and the NASCAR shop, but that's the professional organization that they are.
I was just looking at their procedures.
Go to Dustin.
Dustin Long, NBC Sports. Mark, what did it mean to have Jim here on site for today?
Wow, I think that's a statement about him as a person and about our company and how much motorsports means to us. And we want to go racing to win, for the innovation and tech transfer, for the marketing benefit, for the point of pride that it is. And as soon as Joey won in Las Vegas to lock in to the championship 4, Jim was sending me a text message minutes later saying he wanted to come to this race. It's a statement for the importance of what this program means to all of our employees.
Also, you have many teams in the Cup Series, but certainly one team, there's uncertainties about next year with the front row, with the lawsuit. So how does that, I know they're not the Penske operation, or maybe an RFK, but how does that impact things from a manufacturer point of view in getting ready and making plans for next season?
Yeah, we go racing as a family with all of our teams and have them work together in different ways depending on the team. Front row is a great team, Bob Jenkins and Jerry Freeze, and everything that they've done to incrementally improve their program a little bit every year for the last 10 or 12 years. And they're in a really good place. I don't know the intricacies of what they're going through. I'm sure it puts some uncertainty in their planning. But they're a top-level organization. They'll work through that, and looking forward to seeing them on the track next year.
So from your perspective, is it just as is going into 2025?
Well, again, I don't know the details of everything that's going through with them, but we expect that they'll be racing in one form or another.
We'll take one final one. Luis, you have a question?
Luis Torres, Motorsports Tribune. You've alluded, obviously, with the Legato being an incredible ambassador before. What is one characteristic or trait that people may not see behind the scenes that has helped the organization and the OEM as a whole?
I mean, the greatest thing about Joey is he's a competitor on the track, and when he puts a helmet on, he doesn't give an inch. But off the track, he's a regular person, and he just wants to work hard and do well, and he's a great family man, and he's a great partner for us in what he does with his charity and how we partner together on that charity to give back. And I think that the fact that he is so focused as a competitor, but able to have the bandwidth and the time to do things like that, it means a lot to us in terms of who he is as a person.